Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we doing today on this fine morning? I am well. I'm a little tired, had a long week, but we're here and we're ready to go for as soon as it loads up. Let's get my head in there with my long hair. Do you see how long my hair is getting? Getting pretty long. Not like as long as it used to be, but I've chosen to grow it out during this time of quarantine. So my week this week, how is it going, y'all? This picture is a picture from Disneyland from a long time ago. You can see that I've got food here. Some of you may know the story, but I literally spent that Disneyland trip eating my way through it. Like anytime I saw food that I wanted, I got it. I probably spent way too much money. I think I spent, just off the top of my head, I'd say I spent maybe like $200 on money just getting food, but it was delicious. And I felt like it was a little bit relevant because I feel like I need to go on a quarantine diet as soon as this is all over. While it's still sort of going on, I'm like not as worried because it's like, well, you just got to try and enjoy yourself and find what joy in life that you can. And I find food very enjoyable. So, okay, so Zoom meetings. If you have opted out of classes, feel free to still come in, check out Zoom meetings. Still like to see you, still like to say hello. There's like, I'm averaging maybe 3 people a Zoom meeting. So if you want to show up and make it more fun and interesting for me, that's totally cool. It's still very optional. It's just sort of like office hours, just a chance for you to say hello, opportunity for you to ask questions. A lot of you are still emailing me. That's great. Be checking your Teams and your student view, please, if you can. Still, even if you opt out, I still want to have like a big old Zoom meeting where I get to say goodbye to you guys. But that's coming up next month. So my week, I had both very short week and a very long week, if that makes sense. I did the family thing that I was talking about last week. It was good, but it was also just like work. It worked really hard just doing it, and glad that it's over. Feel much better now, except this week I have a really boring grad school assignment. I have to design a curriculum for a whole year. And it's not like even like hardcore curriculum. I just need to be like, and then like that's going to be it. Still just something I don't really want to do. Something else that happened this week is I turned in an essay that I had to write, submitted that, and got the grade back. And I was like short, so it was like for 65 points, and I got like 50 out of 65. And I was like, what? I looked at your silly thing. And so I hadn't done one very specific thing that the professor really, really wanted. And then fortunately, she let me resubmit. She's like one of the few that does that. But I was really mad because I was like, I'd actually done the work that she wanted, but I just didn't do it in the format that she wanted. And so that I was like, that's where I lost 10 points. And I was like, this is garbage, hold up. But now I know how she's grading. So now I can go ahead and keep doing it. But I just kind of was laughing because I was like, I emailed her and was like, hey, what's going on? And like, I was happy to keep my grade. But then I just thought about, man, I'm one of those people that is like going to be like really annoying about grades. And there's some of you that have been like emailed me and contacted me about grades and stuff. And I'm like, oh, you're so annoying. But then I'm like, wait, nope, that's me. So I can't get annoyed. Speaking of grades, great opportunity. While we're in this online learning environment, your grade can only go up. Don't do nothing. Just like literally just do everything, but just do something so that you can get your grade up. My goodness. So your vocabulary, this looks familiar to you. You should know, just so you know, you're doing it. Good job. Here are your words. Here's my vocab meme. At first, I thought this was kind of an average vocab meme, but then the more I look at it, the more I like it. I've tried to keep it accurate to the SpongeBob, like actual lines, but just I thought this was pretty funny. How tough am I? I do all my vocab words. Yeah, so without Googling it. So, oh shoot, without Googling it. So there you go. There's your vocab meme. Your words this week are stalwart, surreal, tenacious, lethargic. A lot of you are going to be lethargic in the mornings. So there you go. Interminably or interminable with an E is also fine. If you want to do interminable, that's totally cool as well. So if you want to do the adjective form instead of the adverb form, that's fine. IXL, you've seen the slide, you know. Go and do IXL. There's a lot of standards that are getting covered. It's just like, it's a good It's a good thing for you to do. It gives you some review. It's good for School City. It's going to prep you for next year. It's why I'm still doing it. It's something I believe in. It's even if it's a little bit like not your favorite thing to do and answer the questions, there's just good stuff there. So an hour a week. It's not even asking a lot. It's 12 minutes a day, you guys. But you could literally jam it out in a day. So this week we're doing a reading and writing combined. So the reading, so instead of having two separate assignments for reading, one for reading, one for writing, it's going to be together. So they're kind of connected. So you're going to be reading the story called To Build a Fire. This is something that we actually read at the beginning of the year, but I felt like it was a really important, prevalent story to sort of think about. So it's a story about a man in the Alaskan woods trying to build a fire, trying to survive. So he's by himself and he's only with his dog. So things I want you to think about nature. So obviously, like one of the reasons I want to read this is it gives you some really beautiful nature imagery. Nature is a big part of the setting. So that's the nature is almost a character in this. So it's a story of man versus nature. Think about decisions. He makes specific decisions and he does things that lead him down a path. Think about the decisions he's making and how he could maybe do something different or what you would do. And then how seriously do we take our danger? And then what I've got here, it wouldn't be a good lesson if I didn't have a mistake. Oh my gosh, why are we doing this? Come on, arrogance. Since I've got capitals for the other ones, just gonna do that. So man versus nature, think about that. The other thing I want you to think about is like while we're locked up inside, maybe just like this is like an indicator that like maybe outside isn't always the best, but then there's also some beautiful imagery so we can just use our imaginations to sort of journey to the outside. So how serious do we take danger? That's something else I want you to think about. How seriously does the main character take the danger? I just call him the man. I don't think we get a name. It's just the man. So how seriously is he taking the danger that he's in? How serious are you taking the danger that you're in? And then our arrogance. We're very arrogant people. We have a strong belief in our own invulnerability. We have a strong belief in our own invincibility. It's just proving that it's not true. So just think about that. I'm going to be posting this link in Teams. I'm also going to be posting you the Google Slides here. So if you need it. So that's your reading is you're going to read that story. The writing is to compare and contrast the dangers of the man faces in nature to our current situation. So 600 word minimum. So a little bit more detail on that. So first thing you're going to do, you're going to read To Build a Fire. Hey, what's a great story? That's generally just amazing, Mr. Northway. You are such an amazing teacher. I'm sure that's exactly how you are. You're going to, while you're reading, write down 3 or 4 important quotes from the story that stand out to you, that are important to you, that you think you could use or relate to, or that you cannot relate to. So then you're going to compare how the man's situation is similar to your own. Now you might be like, Mister, this has nothing to do with my situation, but you're wrong. You're so wrong. And I want you to, so this is one of your, like, where you're working, you're using your brain, you're engaging, you're really, really trying to think outside the box and like really interact and engage with the story. But so for example, you're both, the main character, the man, and you are in a situation that's uncomfortable and unusual. You're both in forms of isolation. You're both facing unique dangers. So there's lots of comparisons. You can use those as long as you have a quote to go along with it. You want to include 1 to 2 quotes for each paragraph. If you can get 2 quotes, that'd be awesome. I will accept 1 quote either way. Then you're going to contrast how your situations are different. He's in nature, you're in your house. The contrasts are, don't do obvious things, be like, he's a man and I'm a girl. But think about more like broader, more specific things. So 600 word minimum. That is my dog barking at the mailman. Just give us a second. Griffin, come here. Leave it alone. Welcome to my life, my house. So 600 word minimum. So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can do this the easy way. Just write 2 paragraphs with comparing and 2 paragraphs with contrasting. So that's 4 paragraphs. You're writing a comparison paragraph with a quote, comparison paragraph with a quote, contrast paragraph with a quote, contrast paragraph with a quote. You can just submit that and that's fine. What I would really far more prefer for you to submit is to do a compare and contrast essay. So that's an introduction. And then you've got two ways you can do it. You can do one compare, two contrast, or two compare, one contrast. That makes sense. I mean, you can do as many compare and contrast as you want, but just so like a minimum of 5 paragraphs. You can go 6 or 7 paragraphs if you want. 6 or 7 paragraphs if you want. So with the compare and contrast essay, you're going to write an introduction with thesis statements, topic sentences. You know this. Hopefully you do. I will post as just an extra resource your argumentative essay so that you can at least follow the steps for writing introductions and conclusions, and then even like, so it's fairly similar to writing the paragraph. So I'm going to copy that huge document that I made for you guys last quarter, if you remember. So that's going to be there in Teams as a resource for you to open as well if you don't really know how to do the compare and contrast. And then you're going to write a conclusion, 600 word count minimum either way. Type it if possible. That's my main thing for this, just so it's a little bit easier for me to read. Hope that you're doing good. I will be posting the Zoom meeting times into your individual teams. Be checking Teams for announcements. I'm not sure how much people are still using Teams. That's where you're going to be getting everything. I assume you know. I hope you're doing good. Let me know how you're doing. Contact me. Say hello. Say what's up. I'm here for you. You need help. You need anything. Let me help. You know that's what I'm about. I like to help. Shoulders, shoulders, shoulders. So yeah. So is there anything else that I wish to say to you all before I say goodbye? To be honest, no, I don't think so. I think that is us. I hope you're doing well. I miss you. Please come to the Zoom, say hello. You don't even have to stay for the whole Zoom. Just come in, say hello, ask a question, talk about the story really quick. Say, mister, that was a really good story. Thanks for making me read it. Something productive. Remember, keep off your phones. Take a break from your phones. Okay, you guys? Miss you. Hope you're doing well. See you soon.